What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandy De Jesus. Been a creative director for the last 6 years, working with big names like Miley Cyrus, Gary Vaynerchuk, the Giants. The list goes on and on. I always forget. But today I want to talk to you guys about what I've learned from starting my own business, because not only have I learned a lot from competing with a ton of awesome creators in New York City, I've also learned a lot from starting my own business. And I want to jump right into it because I've been in your seat researching probably at night, probably like at 2 a.m., trying to learn as much as possible because this is not easy. And when it comes to kind of like learning it yourself, YouTube is the best platform. So first step is you better be prepared to work. Every hour is an opportunity you should be taking. When you start your own business, you're kind of taking matters into your own hands, especially if you're starting from the bottom. If you are kind of prepared, you have mentors, you have capital, you're probably not watching this video in the first place. So I'm going to stick to kind of, the grassroots story, which is basically, you start with what you have. You're just an ambitious person. You're trying to make the most of what you have. So be prepared to work every single hour. If you do not love working, you have to ask yourself a question. Am I in the right industry, or do I have the right perspective? If you're in the right industry and you know that this is what you want to be a pro at, I, for example, was a creator. I wanted to become, a full-time, awesome creative director, and I wanted to start an agency, so I started my own business. Then the hard part was changing my perspective. If you are to a point where you know that this is the industry you want to be in, now you just got to work on your perspective. It's really, a personal development journey. That's one thing I was taking it into note when I was writing and scripting this video, is that, when you start your own business, it's basically a personal development journey. And when you need your perspective to be intact, you really have to work on yourself, do a lot of internal thinking, trying to really clear up that mindset that you have, because your internal dialogue is everything. It's what gives you energy. It's what keeps you aligned. It's what keeps you, oh my God. It's what keeps you aligned and also keeps you focused. So really work on whether or not are you in the right industry, or is your perspective needing a little bit extra work. Number two, build a team you can count on. When you're starting your own business, you can't do everything by yourself. One thing I learned from even just doing social media by myself is that there are a lot of different hats that you have to wear as an entrepreneur. You have to figure out how quickly you can start moving and delegating those times that you spend doing all those different jobs, so that you can get better and do more higher quality work, so that the business can keep scaling and growing. If you have kind of, trouble trusting other people, that's something you need to really work on, because you need to delegate. You need to figure out how it is that you can hire professionals that are better than you at those positions. If you do not have the money to compensate them, you can take equity options where you give your team members a little bit of equity and be like, hey, this is what I want to do. At that point, you really need to convince them that you're a good CEO, a good person to work under. Or you can just be a really good people person and train them. That's one thing I've been taking advantage of, since I'm so good at creating content and basically doing every position. Since I taught everything to myself, I can now create systems and teach them to people that are just eager and wanting to learn. So it saves me money but requires me more time, because now I need to spend time training them. Number three, it's also a personal development journey. Be prepared to outgrow your limitations. Like I said earlier, it's a personal development journey. If you know that there are things you need to work on yourself, you need to understand that your business is really a duplicate of yourself. And if there are things holding you back that are internally, things holding you back that you know that you can work on, you really need to figure out how it is that you can get those limitations out of the way, because it's holding you back from being a better leader. It's also holding you back from being more for your business. Your business does not operate on its own typically, unless you have a figured out system, which is you have a product that you can easily, automate, and then you're just running ads. You figure out how to get a little bit of money. You get one conversion, then you just throw the money back into running ads, and then now you have a, positive cash flow thing. But you really just got to figure out how it is that you can work on yourself, so that your company does not have limitations. The more you learn about yourself, the more you learn, period, the better your business will be. Tips I have for you guys is become a pro at something before you start your own business. One thing I kind of regret was starting my business a little too early. I kind of wanted to start a business because I thought it would help me charge more. In reality, a business is really a system. And if you don't understand what system that it is that you want to throw into a business, if you do not have a business plan, you shouldn't just start a business to kind of just wing it. I would suggest talking to a mentor, finding somebody you can talk to and be like, hey, do I have what it takes? Am I good enough at what it is that I do to start a business? And then start a business off of somebody's kind of guidance. If you start a business off of your own kind of volition, like I did, you're probably gonna make a lot of mistakes like I did, and you have to be careful, because especially when you have grassroots come ups, you can really avoid some of these things by just asking for help. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe because we drop 3 videos a day on topics that I've learned in the last 6 years. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.